almost done. They will look, all eyes to the lights. That's going to be an amazing start.
And we have a crash in turn 1 already. What's going on?
On to the bus stop straight. Goes for it around the outside.
More contact behind. That is huge. A couple of gainers in that one.
She's given it everything. She has to. I'm not sure that it's over yet, though.
This is the last opportunity.
We're off and away for SRA.
Oh, I'm still null. Dang it. All right. The hills are alive with the sound of SRA as we welcome you to round number 6 of season 14. D1 hit Spielberg for the Red Bull Ring. I am invisible on screen, but I am here in soul and spirit. It's Jackson Lambros, joined alongside Selena Boonstra and Steph Fisher. Guys, let's tee this one up. It's the Bristol of road racing, as I like to put it. Incredibly short track, a lot of good opportunities for overtaking. Selena, we saw a lot of the aggression open early at Circuit of the Americas and Indy. Feel like we're going to see a lot of the same here in Austria.
Oh yeah, for sure. This track it's long. Well, the straights are pretty long, but it is a short track, and I think that turn 1 is going to be very interesting as well. I'd say honestly, turn 3 is a good. If you wash out wide at turn 3, it's a good corner to make the switch back on, and even the end of sector 2 and the beginning of sector 3 is going to be a very dicey one with overtaking, but I think that this is going to be a very racy track just because of the way it is.
Steph, do we have a track preview for chat here?
We do. If you would like to see a track map, I can bring that up for you.
First opened in 1969, 55 years young. It's gone through numerous names. The Spielberg Circuit, the A1 Ring. It's hosted, obviously, the Austrian Grand Prix MotoGP. But tonight, it is the home of Sim Racing Alliance GT3 Team Racing. 10 turns, 2.5 miles and change. And as you pointed out, Selena, quick kind of flick to the right through turn number 1, then a really good overtaking opportunity in turn 3, very, very sharp right-hander. Then that kind of middle third sector, the flowy left and right going back down the hill. And then it's all faith in downforce and track limits going through turns 9 and turns 10. Things come at you really, really quick here.
They do, but let's see. What are our standings at right now going in? They will be out there to qualify in about 2.5 minutes. So let's look at our standings quick and see what we've got.
So again, not you everybody in chat can take this with a little bit of a grain of salt, because this is still not considering a drop round and some drop points, but it is a 27-point lead right now for Andrew Rados over Jeff Spangler. Renato Dornay in third, 42 points back. Jacob Palmieri in fourth, Thiago Dinardi in fifth. So an American, a Canadian, 2 Brazilians, and an Italian. I feel like looking at this list, guys, it is big-time eyes on both Jacob Palmieri and Mr. Sir, both of them having incredibly good pace. I think especially, though, you look at Mr. Sir, he's got the pace. It's just been so much bad luck for that man in the Rocket Racers Lambo.
He has. He's had a really rough season thus far. Hopefully he can get that behind him and maybe make a better showing for himself this week. Team standings, we've got Madhouse Racing with the Samurai Brothers leading us with Jeff Spangler and Calvin Lau in, I know you can't see it here, but it is a gorgeous livery.
We'll show you guys soon. But
Stu
Vacuum
Trooper.
Racing in second here. That's Franco Sanchez, Renato Dornay, and the all-South American team in the McLaren. Then it's the Horse Girls, Peter O'Brien, Jeremy Mercer, bringing some pony power in third. Rocket Racers, again, still a rough season so far for Mr. Sir, but Michael Manning doing some good rear gunner work. The all-alien squad in fourth. Then I said how much I don't want to say this name, but it is the NWSR Daddies, Kevin Blanchett, Andrew Rados in 5th. I love Please Break Turn 1, Thiago Denarde, Chandler Williams in 6th. Those are your top all gold teams. And Danny Durant leads in silver in the driver's standings. The Madhouse Macca's Run, the 2 Jurassic Park themed deliveries lead the team standings as well. He's alongside Max Simmons, 12th overall at 292 points.
We're going to pop over to the track as the Silvers are starting their first qualifying lap. They're being led right now by Jason Allen, and they've just done his warm-up lap, and this will be the first real one.
So Evan Kim and Jason Allen, the 2 Bachelor Lexi, first out on track, first flying laps here as he arches over turn 3. Another big, difficult braking point here on the way into turn number 4 downhill, asking so much of the front tires. Luckily, the pushrod suspension in this RCF is going to do a great job in pivoting that car around into the final sector here through turn number 6, 7, and 8. The grassy section, one of the only parts on the track where you're actually having something to be worried about if you're running wide. We've got Selena with the drone cam in the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Should have some good battles here in the bottom right corner come race time. In downforce, we trust here going into turn 9 and turn 10. This is telling me that it is an eligible lap here, as Jason Allen will put it on the board first. Bottom of the hill, top of the charts first, 128.512 to get us started. Here's our top silvers, Colin Dunham in that Jurassic Park themed 444 we were talking about. By the way, real life track record here, 128.45. That's Christian Engelhardt in a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. That was set in 2017. And already in the silvers, we are 2/10 up from that. Little Jurassic car park machine here of Eric Marecki. We were trying to count it last time. I think it is at least 6 Madhouse machines in the D1 field this season. It might be closer to 8 now, depending.
Ooh,
There's a lot.
Love to see that.
I got to double check, especially with the split right now. It was that man right there we were just seeing fastest now. Muffet with a 28.25. 10th and a half up from Ivan McCroat. So Ferrari, BMW front row for the silvers. Colton responds, gets into that second row behind Ivan. Donovan Colton coming to the bottom of the hill and to the line, improves to third, leapfrogs McCroat.
And Arjun has now taken the pole position and pops into the pit, so I'm not sure what his plan is, but he does have another 5 minutes to qualify. Maybe he'll come back out.
That's telling me he's instantly seen something wrong with his car at this point in qualifying. Whether that's tire pressures or maybe a wing angle. You can trim this car out a little bit if you're feeling confident. Although I don't know what you run for aero specifically here, Selena, or if the magician is even willing to reveal her secrets.
I mean, maybe. Should I? I don't know. Is it 8? Is it 10? Is it 11? Or maybe it's a 12. Who knows?
It's that trade of Max Sarah. You got 2 really long straightaways here. But again, we look at what Joel Moffat's having to deal with right now. You are asking a lot from the front splitter and rear wing, especially as we head down the hill here through these final 2. And do not be surprised if we see a couple guys having to serve penalties for challenging these track limits because just a little bit too fast, and you won't get caught up in the grass, but you will pay the price. Joel Moffitt now to the top, just barely over 128. Now Colton drops it, gets into 127, 300ths, separating the front row in silver. And the top four just within 1.18 seconds of one another. It's a short track, obviously, but a very, very tight field here. So far, Kurt LeMay improves from 14th to 9th in the Rennsport Porsche.
I do see that our temps are 27 and 33, and Colton also popping the pit, coming back out. I'm wondering if they're doing a tire swap to get fresh tires on.
That's possible. I'm not entirely sure what Selena, you're going to know this better than me, but what conditions are like. We obviously have a practice server, but how close is that to the race conditions?
I'd say the last session I was in was 34. I paid more attention to the track conditions than the air, which I believe we all know that air is just as much as important as track, but the track temp should be 34 Celsius, so it's pretty much, it's a pretty hot track, I'd say.
Gonna need to do some quick math here to figure out what that is in Fahrenheit. Joel Moffitt once again leapfrogging Colton to the front of the silver fields. Arjun Lakshmi Narasimhan getting back to work here to get on that front row. Michael Formato enters the scene now in 4th. Same too does Danny Durance. McLaren 5th, 6th, and 7th. But right now, Joel Moffitt untouchable in the provisional pole. 2.5 minutes to go here for the Silvers. As Arjun answers right back. Kurt LeMay with another improvement, goes from 9th now to 7th. Victor Diaz for the Hooligan Cyberpunks. In the Cyberpunk 2077 inspired McLaren 720 Evo. Heads down the hill, has some very clean air ahead of him. Interesting line there. Again, I'm not entirely sure what track limits are like here, Selena, but we are seeing guys pretty much have all 4 wheels on the curbing like we're seeing right here with Victor. I'm not sure what that actual line is, but you can clearly run pretty close to the limit here.
Pretty much, except I'd say, turn 1 is surprisingly more forgivable than I thought. You can actually go over that long sausage curb, but only to a certain extent before you get pinged with an invalid lap, as well as, what is it? I think turn 6 or turn 7, turn 6 it is, in, move over to it a little bit slowly, showing the first quarter of the track, but you can only take so much out of the, it's turn 7, out of the exit of turn 6, which if you put the tires like in the sand, like even just a little bit, it invalidates the lap. So there is not that forgivable, as a Ferrari just goes right into the sunset. See the but yeah, there's only a certain extent where you can actually take that before it's considered invalid. And also the penultimate corner as well is a pretty heavy hitter, I'd say, considering it's, I believe once all 4 tires leave past the blue point is where it's considered invalid, as well as the final corner. Let me just speed up a little bit to the final corners.
I think you have to have at least 2 tires within the red and white section. Once you get all into blue, then you're out.
Yep.
There
so
it
like
is.
essentially all that, like, even all 4 tires, yeah, pretty much, like, at least you have to keep the 2 tires, like, just, like, over the 2 tires is fine, but, like, yeah, anything over that with all 4 tires is just considered invalid. Same thing applies for the final corner. But yeah, it's like, doing more laps there, it's a decently forgettable drive, and I'd say it's definitely more forgivable than Paul Ricard or especially Coda. But it just, that one corner on the exit of turn 7 can really bite you if you, like, it is detrimental for, like, the moment your tire comes in contact with that gravel, is you lose so much time. Like, just, like, I'd say probably about 2 to 3 tenths just on that corner alone, taking even just a little bit. And it's like the Rahal Straight on Laguna Seca, where even just a little bit of touch of the tire just results in an invalid lap. So it's quite tricky. It's the saying, easier said than done. That's what they say.
Yeah, the track limits are pretty forgiving for the most part.
For sure.
Yeah.
Riding shotgun now with Jacob Palmieri. He's the first of the gold drivers in the massive snake here for the top half of the field. They'll have just under 8 minutes now to qualify as he chucks it to the inside. That's pretty much the only curb there that doesn't have that little yellow sausage curbing area on track. And they have those at Laguna now, and doing the track walk last Thursday, I can tell you that they are a lot bigger in real life than they would appear in video games. It's not exactly apples to oranges, but they are absolutely race enders, suspension destroyers, car spin outers. They are not good. So just taking that little bit too much of a chunk on the inside of a corner, it will absolutely punish you, just like right there for Palmieri. Spits him out a little bit out track, drags to the left 2 wheels in the grass, but will still be good enough for a 128.005. We will see how the rest of the field responds. Rusovic instantly gets into the 27s with a 7.82, so a Ford provisionally on pole.
By the way, so we've got a question of the grid size. We have 38 cars out on track tonight. So I lost a few over the last few weeks.
And again, we are...
Tends to happen.
Tends to happen as we get towards the end of the season, but also you are allowed 1 drop round. So it could just be down to real life things, as we are not the Lucas Baileys of the world. We're not getting paid to do this. This is all for funsies.
Yeah, but who wants to miss Red Bull Ring?
That's
exactly.
True.
Like,
People who are afraid of getting sent on turn 1.
Yeah.
I do think there is a little bit of a belief that this might be... This is for sure, I believe, another Mustang favored course. Not as much stop-start as Hungaroring. The flow is absolutely there, but you've got 2 fantastic straightaways to set up your main overtaking opportunities. So we will see how they will do. Andrew Rados consistently being the top one. He leads the championship. He comes to the line with a 128.090. Best for 12th overall. Denardi now in second. Now Spangler in second in gold.
I forgot already. Who is leading the gold division for the championship right now again?
Gold is led by Andrew Rados. Jeff Spangler 27 points behind. That's considering the drop round. No drop round, it's about 44 points. Colombian Omar Escorzia now setting the pace as well, as 0.003, 0.003 of a second separating the front row right now. Rusovic over Spengler. Michael Manning gets his way up into 5th. And this is absolutely going to give a smile to Joel Moffett as he now has 2 cars separating himself and his silver adversaries. Palmieri down the hill. 4 minutes to go here in qualifying for round 6.
It looked like he invalidated that lap right at the end there.
Oh my goodness, the amount of times
Oh.
that I've done that. I mean, it's the place where you're obviously trying to look for the most time. It's almost like a reverse to turn 6 at Laguna. Just a very fast downhill kink. Big opportunities for the Brave, but if you just push a little bit too much, it's just lap ender.
Yeah, it's
So we will. Yeah,
the
go on.
entry going into that last corner. It's really easy to just step out that little bit too much and invalidate there.
Brazil's Thiago Denarde in the Tron-themed Mustang. Chucks it down the hill. Escorzia rejoins now. Guy Manperson up into 7th. Gomer Wilson 8th. Kevin Lau. This will be good stuff for Madhouse with both of those guys in the top 10. It's an improvement for Denarde, not enough to close the gap to Spengler. It's exactly a 10th separating those two. Jeff Spengler doesn't need much to leapfrog Rusovic, but can he improve in the first place? He's got to do better than a 128.07. 707, excuse me.
He had improvement until we decided to watch him.
Commentator's
Then he
curse
lost
strikes
it.
again. He's got 2
there it
major
is.
opportunities here. Heading down the hill. Was that an invalid lap? He might have got it on the blues.
Nope, he invalidated.
Oh my
Coming
God.
out.
Oh,
And
yeah,
a
hate
wiggle of
this
the McLaren
shit.
in frustration. He'll run it to the pits. He'll have an opportunity for one more lap here for sure. But it's more of the difficulty of finding clean air and being able to put in one more lap with your back against the wall. Guy Manperson now down the hill into turn 4. Him and John Laz, next door neighbors in the point standings right now, 20th and 21st. Manperson will be absolutely thrilled with a top 10 start.
You said neighbors. I thought for a hot minute they were neighbors in real life. And I was like, what do
Real
you
life?
know that I don't?
I'm not sure which part of America or Canada Guy Manperson and John Laz are from. I mean, it could be Detroit and just up the road. You never know.
Never.
One
New
never
Brunswick
knows.
and upstate.
Yeah, New Brunswick.
I gotta
mean,
mention Keith. Gotta mention
yeah,
Keith.
yeah, Maritimes, eh? Don't you know?
Don't you know? Tino
Don't you
Denarde,
know, bud?
Denarde leapfrogs Rusovic for the field up 800ths. Ford Fotricide going on there. Tyler Carr in it to 4th as well. So some big shuffles here with 45 seconds to go here in qualifying.
I want to give a welcome to the IBSCO Field Racing folks who just rated our Twitch channel.
What's up, chat?
Welcome to the channel.
Joining us right here at the buzzer in qualifying. Some wheel-to-wheel insanity, though, in Austria for sure on the horizon. Michael Manning now trying to work his way into the top 5. Needs a 1/4 of a second for pole. Not enough.
I don't see anybody out now that has a delta to bring them into pole. Maybe just little improvements here and there.
Checkered flag out. Omar Escorzia might be able to get some one-lap magic here as he works his way back up the hill. Rusovic is still out there as well. Though I'm not sure what his status is.
Currently under his negative delta for him, but who knows? Maybe there's a spot later on in the track where he has a lot of time to gain.
Scorzia currently 12th in the standings behind Franco Sanchez. This will be good progress with Franco starting in 16th as the Colombian tries to work his way into single-digit standings numbers. Down the hill, no gain for Rusovic or Spengler. That said, Omar Escorzia has a chance to be the upset. Swallows that curbing on the inside down the hill, comes to the line. What's he got? Good enough for fourth. Will jump Tyler Carr, and that will set the field here for round 6. We've got to pay the bills and go to ads very quickly, but do not go anywhere. It's D1 for SRA. Stay with us.
A huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favourite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience today with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style, elevate every lap with top-tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everybody. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specialising in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and Fairy World collectibles. Magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look all good for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
But it's like not the same. Oh,
All
and
right,
we're
and
back.
we are lined up, noticing that we have our P2 and P4 car teammates. Nice, beautiful matching liveries there. And that
Great
OBDA.
work there. Yeah, great work there from the OBDA XFRT teammates. If anyone wants to tell me what those stand for in chat, I would love it. Kevin Lau, top pilot from the house. Actually, no,
OBDA?
it's Joel Moffitt.
Is that what you're wanting to know?
OBD, yeah.
Only bad drivers allowed.
I mean,
Yep.
both in the top 10. I think they're pretty good, I would argue.
Go back in front on this. I see you're getting a really nice, got your heli cam giving us a really nice view of those liveries.
Oh yeah.
Your top
You
10
are
here, Kevin Lau for Madhouse in the Samurai livery. Michael Manning for Rocket Racers. Top Lambo in 9th. Guy Manperson is 8th. Championship leader Rados in 7th. Top Silver Driver Joel Moffitt in 6th. Tyler Carr is in 5th. Omar Escorzia is 4th. Jeff Spengler is 3rd. Anton Rusovic from Romania is in 2nd, and the Brazilian in the Tron colored, at least I think it's Tron, anyone in chat, from the team can let me know.
Uh,
Step for one. Go on.
Oh, say for our the viewer that came in recently, our commentators are myself, Stephanie, Selena, and Jackson tonight.
Cannot see my name here, but yes. Or I'll just come up again as Null.
No.
So strategy definitely has the opportunity to be interesting for us tonight, as a lot of opportunities to overtake. Some people will probably make it harder for that to happen than others, so could see some guys really, really try and play the long game here if they're out front. Could see some guys really rush for tires really quick. I'm curious what you like here, though, Steph.
What I like?
Strategy-wise.
To win.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Side
No,
by
I
side
agree.
here.
I agree. I stand
I'll
with
try that again. Selena, overcut or undercut?
Win.
All right, guys. Awesome.
We're
60 minutes.
you know,
60,
it can go either way.
Yeah.
60 minutes
think
of
so.
racing ahead of us. 1 pit stop required to take tires. No fuel necessary. You're doing it on 1 tank. It's Rusevich alongside Denarde. A pair of Ford Mustangs, 2 more further back. What can Jeff Spengler do to improve his standings in the championship? It's damage control for the NWSR guys here. What can they do to minimize the bleeding? How much chaos are we going to have here? Let's find out. Let's go racing here in Austria. Green flag about to fly. There's the drop. A great start from Spengler, as already Rusevich pushing Denarde all the way to the outside. Spengler thought about splitting the field. A little bit of a nudge there. That's going to force Spengler all the way to the front here. Now both of the OBDA drivers side by side. Denarde leading Spengler into turn 1. Some big chaos further back in the bottom right-hand side of your screen.
Got Dan Crane taking a little detour for a moment. Ooh.
Rados working around the outside here from one of the horse girls. Further back, Michael Manning trying to get to work. That's Tyler Carr leading these two down the hill. Are we going to see a peek a little bit to the inside now? Outside for Rados. We'll try to get it done on the anchors, but now Manning will pounce and try and take the inside as well. That will hold for now, but Manning still with a little bit of a bumper there. That will clear now. So a little bit of a reshuffle now, but still Denarde over Spengler. Rados losing position, and now another opportunity for Manning to get through. Great start, by the way, for Joel Moffitt, with 2 cars now separating 3 cars, as Colton with a little bit of a fiery start here. Both of these guys in silver in a league of their own. So a little bit of carnage here through turn 1, but it looks like it's been relatively clean regardless. Andrew Wilson here in the Purple Cobras, in the ESPN Ocho inspired livery. Good start as well, by the way, for Brian Anderson, as Kurt LeMay further behind. Tim Flamager looking to the inside through turn 1. We'll get that move done. Well, maybe not quite. Now LeMay fights back on the outside. Michael Manning up the inside of Rados, now weaves up to the outside. Further behind, Lau and Moffitt going at it. Switchback attempt by Michael Manning, trying to get into the top 5. He's got to clear this Mustang.
Yeah, Michael Manning has not done as well as he traditionally seems to do this season, so maybe he's trying to claw some of that back now.
Running 6th in the championship, and Rados, as the championship leader right now, has wasted no time working his way back towards the sharp end of this gold field, trying to slow that bleeding down as much as possible. Eric Morecki in the Jurassic Park livery. Arjun behind now, thrown to the Wolves as Drummond throws the shoulder out, gets back in line. John Last going to get an opportunity to sneak by as well. Silver guys going at it big time, side by side here. Going down the hill, someone's going to have to lift. You can't hold side by side through here. Big time commitment there from John Laz on the outside, but we'll give that position to Arjun Lakshmi Narasimhan. Bang's out driving early on now. A little bit of a nudge there. As kind of Kim in 28th now, trying to move forward, trying to pounce on both of these guys. Battling, gets a good exit on Dunham. We'll have a little bit of help with the draft from Laz. Could be able to get it done on the anchors here. How's Dunham going to defend? Side by side through turn number 3. Big problems further back. Ilpo Ruotsalainen collected by Jorge Blasini Rivera. Some big problems. We missed that incident.
Yeah, I wasn't
But
expecting
someone-
ours to be sitting
Totally,
there.
we just got jump scared by the MTV car. Further back, Michael Formato gets into one of the Ferraris. It's not Moffitt, I think it's German. And we'll clear him as well. German in recovery mode. This is Michael Formato in that Race Forge Ricky Bobby machine. Up the road, Arjun Lakshmi out of line. John Laz with another opportunity to strike on that BMW. This is about what I was expecting when it comes to Red Bull Ring Racing. Just constant back and forth. So we can see the Bachelor cars going side by side with Moffitt down the hill. Excuse me, no, that's the Madhouse teammate. Donovan Colton, by the way, not too far from his silver competition as he goes side by side with Peter O'Brien's 4x4 Racing. 3 wide! One of the Mustangs pushes Jeremy Mercer all the way to the inside of the track, and somehow nobody gets collected coming out of turn number 4.
I have to give these guys a big kudos for that. That was really well
absolutely.
executed.
Williams and Wilson still side by side here as Jeremy Mercer now goes to the inside, door to door. This will give Andrew Wilson a really good opportunity to strike as well. Are Gomer and Andrew brothers? Did we ever ask them that? They're both Wilsons. Are they related? They're next to each other on track now.
No
If
idea.
anyone knows in
Think
chat,
so.
Good question.
give us the who. I mean, Wilson's a fairly common last name, but
Yeah, like Smith. There's so many Smith out there who aren't even related.
look,
It's
man, we got
crazy.
two Morgans. We got two Morgans calling D3 right now, just 2 doors down. So
Ah, yes.
you never know.
I believe they are related.
Yeah, I think the Morgans are related.
Morgans, I know as a fact, are related,
Yeah.
and we have
Oh, that Ferrari's looking quite twitchy. Oh,
bottom right hand of your screen, big contact
German,
between the
ooh.
two. German straightens that out though. Meanwhile, Andrew Rados in the middle of it right now. Tyler Carr leading this 4-car queue. Michael Manning, Guy Manperson. Palmieri just a little bit further back. Rados with a look to the inside. Maybe got a little bit too overzealous.
Like Manning about to give him a bump draft up
Yes,
the straight.
smothered by Manning. Maybe a little bit of bump draft action going on here. I think there is. Now Manning with a look to the inside, but gets back in line here, running that curbing into turn number 4. And Denarde once again trying to take off one of the Race Forge cars side by side with a fellow Mustang. Here's 2 more Mustangs going at it. Chandler Williams, Peter O'Brien, another hard area to run side by side. Williams gonna lose 2 positions as a result, maybe not.
Oh no! Oh!
Oh, big trouble!
Evan Kim! Oh no!
Evan Kim collected
Having a
going
moment.
into the 3rd sector there. Was running in
See that
28th,
again.
gathers it back up. This might be Fire Queso getting into him, I believe. No, that's Brandon Chan on the inside. Almost collects the fellow Bachelor teammate. Looks like everyone else able to avoid. That's a scary place to be parked broadside. Going towards turn number 5. Back to it. Now Rados putting the pressure on Tyler Carr. Now another opportunity for Michael Manning to strike. Gets the power down side by side. This is exactly the opposite of what Andrew Rados wanted. Will have to be the long way around. Neither of these two giving an inch. Now further back, Guy Manperson trying to close the gap. Manning had the inside, but now the script flips going into turn number 5, as now he's got to go the long way around in the Huracan. And in the marbles, some brilliant defense from Rados, but Manning still trying to strike, still trying the outside. Brilliant racing here between the Mustang and the Huracan. Andrew Rados and Michael Manning. Door to door, a game of inches. But clean racing here between these two.
Yeah, I think with Rados and Manning, you have two very seasoned drivers. And they are really showing us how to do this.
Both have the alien ranking in SRA, the cream of the crop, and that just doesn't apply. That doesn't apply solely to single lap pace, but interaction with one another on track being a major factor as well. Colin Dunham for Madhouse, closing that gap to John Laz, who was looking very, very racy on Arjun earlier on. Script flips as Dunham trying to get to his Madhouse teammate Marecki further up the road in 21st. Palmieri on the move, gives the tour to Manperson and forces him offline. And I do not expect a friendly retaliation there if Manperson gets a shot to strike back. Now Joel Moffitt might get an opportunity to join this party as well. Don't think that was necessarily intentional, Steph, but definitely not pretty.
Yeah, definitely not. It kind of reminded me of like a hip check there as he went around there, like, you know, little thwack. And I'm sure it was not intentional by any means.
Kevin Loud joining the fight as well. What we got in the bottom right there, Selena?
What happened to Mr. Sir?
Things are happening.
Another battle in the back straight here, as we did have
here.
some issues for the fellow rocket car of Mr. Sir.
Moffitt seems to have something or other. He's dropping back very fast.
Maybe contact here with Lau, as they were side by side, almost going back across the stripe. Let's see if there was an incident here at turn 1. It's a difficult spot to overtake, just so narrow.
So, whoop. And
we just got Lance Strolled.
We did. I'm not sure why. It just decided that that was the moment that it was going to stop
race director.
doing that.
Hey man, race director gonna race director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly.
But for those asking in chat, you can add a 2 now to the list of those gone. This is on PC, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
the custom liveries. The beautiful entertainment-themed liveries here. So, Selena, a couple of guys forced into the long run here after being tangled up. But I think when it comes to tracks where you need to run a set of tires for 45 minutes or so, not the worst.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Nothing
up a front.
bad.
S14 is getting by Jeff Spangler and making him into a sandwich.
Coors Banquet sandwich here as Spangler going to give another position up. And Anton's going to sail right by. That felt strangely easy.
Yeah,
for the two Mustangs. I'm not sure if that was a misplaced fuel map or potentially some front-end damage that we didn't see. But definitely suboptimal for Jeff Spangler, especially as this is a prime opportunity for him to cut into Andrew Rados' championship lead. But great progress here from these two Mustangs.
Yeah, I would bet on him having had an error in the exit of the last turn or going into the first turn. Not sure what it was, but yeah, they just very quickly both got by him in a rather unnatural way.
This is the battle for your podium in silver in the bottom right, by the way. Arjun Lakshmi Narasimhan trying to close the gap to Kurt LeMay and Danny Durant. On the big screen, though, it's the main podium as Spangler with a good run now on Anton Rusovic. Gets the power down in that McLaren 720, is side by side, might be able to clear him going into turn number 2. Some great wheel-to-wheel racing here. It'll be the inside line for Spangler on the anchors. And still side by side, not quite able to clear Anton. Now finally does so, but not out of the woods, as it'll be plenty of draft for Anton here, Celine, or Steph.
Yeah, he'll have to trap. Don't know if he's going to try anything. This is kind of an odd angled turn to try to make a move into. Not that they don't try. But it looks like Spangler's in a pretty good position now.
Started this race in second, lost that position to both Escorsia and Rusovic, excuse me. He's gotten one of those spots back, but still about 2 seconds separating Spangler and second for the time being. As just behind them, Andrew Rados trying to clear Tyler Carr. You can see Escorsia there in the bottom left in second as they head down the hill now to complete lap number 9. So good stuff so far here. As we go back and forth, we're a quarter in here in round number 6.
Yeah, after Escorsia cleared Spangler, it looks like he got a pretty decent gap on him. So we'll see if Jeff can close that up and catch up again.
Michael Manning in that 3-pack further behind. Also looking for a move. We're on board with Rados as he gives another look to the inside of Carr. Actually forces an overshoot there from Tyler in the Raceforge Mustang. Not able to totally clear him. This is a difficult spot to overtake, but if you can get side by side, if you can get to the inside here going into 4, it's certainly possible. But it's an off-camber, widening corner. It's very, very difficult. Rados will hold Carr at bay for the time being. It's a big lunge, though, and trying to get right back to the bumper of Tyler Carr. Clearly feeling the pressure as he overshoots once again here through turn number 9.
Ooh, Eric Marecki and John Laz going side by side.
These
Looks
two
like
going at it for a while here.
Yeah. Oh, it's a teammate attack in the Jurassic Park liveries with the 2 McLaren 720Ss.
So we've got Madhouse dominance here between the Jurassic Park McLarens in silver, and in gold it's all about these Coors Banquet Ford Mustangs of Omar Escorsia and Anton Rusovic. As we are trying to get some double team podiums here. Here's this freight train I was talking about earlier on. Andrew Rados has been trying for the past couple of laps to clear Tyler Carr, hasn't been able to get it done, and these two going at it has only opened up the door for Michael Manning. Rados with a good opportunity to get it done, but can't do so through turn number 2. And now Manning with another opportunity to pounce and take 6th from Rados. We'll look to the outside.
Okay, Eric Marecki's having a bit of a tire problem.
Fires it to the outside, going the long way around, and if he holds this line, the script will flip and he'll get that inside going into turn number 5. This is nightmarish for Rados, and some gutsy moves from Michael Manning, but gets that position.
Michael,
Great stuff from the Huracan driver.
Looks like he's really making friends with that Lambo this time around and doing really well.
Have yourself a Tuesday night, Michael Manning, with the move of the race so far around the outside. Well, it became the inside, but it started on the outside. That's also what I love about this track, is the amount of switchbacks you can pull. It's so easy to not only stay door to door with certain cars, but if you lose that opportunity earlier on, you can get it back pretty quickly, just like we're seeing right now with Andrew Rados. Gets that run. A little bit of help here as Tyler Carr punching that air in front. of Andrew Rados side by side once more, with Michael Manning going up the hill into turn number 2. Forces Manning the long way around and clears him once again. This is awesome.
Red Bull Ring.
Red Bull Ring, baby!
Yep.
Love it.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, it produces so much good racing. Like, as I've said earlier, like, turn 3 is, like, switchbacky one, but, oh, man. It's such a good track for racing. And hot lapping, too. Although it's, like, pretty tough to extract quite an amount of tenths in there, but it's a good track. It's one of my favorites, honestly.
Jeremy Mercer clearing Gomer Wilson here. What I love about this track, kind of like Laguna, is your ability to swap run different lines, shall I say. Whether it's late apex, early apex, you're able to treat this like a NASCAR track because it's so short, but the amount of ways you can experiment with different lines. Third sector, not so much, but in these opening handful of corners, especially your 2 very sharp ones, you have some really great opportunities to do some experimenting, do what's right for you, what's right for your car.
People starting to go in for pits.
It's pitting time.
Yep. It's that time.
A lot of people saying, yep, it is that time. A lot of people saying, get me out of this traffic right now.
Yeah,
Queso likes to throw Herman with a big wiggle there.
Yeah.
As we both caught it.
Right at T1. And that corner, especially if you're running low TC, it's gonna really bite you if you put on the throttle way too early. One of those tricky corners.
It seems very easy at the start just because of how shallow of a corner it is.
Yeah.
And how flat you can seemingly do it. But because of the elevation, you're going over crest. The entire car kind of unloads after the apex. So you absolutely have to kind of tiptoe back on throttle, or like we've seen a couple of times here, these GT3s, even with traction control, especially in those lower settings, as you mentioned, Selena, can swap ends very, very easily. Teammate of Andrew Rados, Kevin Blanchette, putting the pressure on Marc-Antoine Landry here. This strategy is going to be very interesting with everybody. Landry going a little bit wide here through turn 11. Actually forces Blanchette into a similar error as a lot of the silver guys now coming in. Marecki, Queso, Laz, and others. Tim Flaminger, Guy Manperson.
Pit lane is busy indeed. Oh man, if only you could actually, this might be like a little bit too much for like maybe the V ramp, but oh man, I would love to see just like all like the pit lane crew, so I could just pull an IMSA right now.
It would be so sick. Obviously the drivers are able to see their own crew.
Yeah.
But that's about as far as it allows. Even iRacing is very lenient on that, unfortunately. We're getting to that point. We've got some beefy graphics cards coming out now. I feel like they should make it at least an option.
Yeah, I think they should. Because, like, I think AMS2 does it. That's right. AMS2 actually has a lot of... Yeah. I remember doing, like, a single-player race, like, I think just a couple months ago, and oh boy, the pit lane was busy with different team pit lane crews, and that's so cool to see. It's like the pit lane really comes to life, and it's just like
the Codemaster F1 games.
Oh, man. I've never actually played F1, believe it or not. Nope.
That's like baby's first.
No, I've always been like sports cars.
After Forza, you graduate into the F1 games, and then you go into the R Factors, AMSs, ACCs.
Oh, is that how it's supposed to work?
Ah, interesting.
That's how it worked for me. Michael Manning, Kevin Lau, Mercer, and Williams in the pits. I tried Project Cars, and it just made me so upset, so we're just not going to talk about that.
Oh, man, yeah, Project Cars, I've I haven't done that one either, believe it or not.
Not missing a lot. Tyler Carr has been the American Minister of Defense. I don't know what I would call, well, I mean, it's outrageously the Alabama Minister of Defense here against Andrew Rados. Dude, the commentator curse sucks so much. The minute I say that, Rados around the outside, and we'll take that position as now Tyler Carr will come into the pit lane. Why am I like this? Chat, why do I do this?
Nah, it's not just you.
Nature of commentating.
Yeah,
Pretty
there's
and
some...
207 in chat. Baby's first Simcade is the perfect way to describe it. I also started on the F1 games with a G29. I have been still on a G920 through ACC and iRacing. If we have any wheel sponsors in chat that want to fix that, please. More than open to it.
I might have one per se.
Oh.
Do not
Oh,
tempt
the
me.
face. No, I don't know wheel on the face. Yeah. We currently have an R9 sitting here, maybe for sale. If
Oh,
somebody's
don't
looking.
tempt me. Don't tempt me.
Oh.
That being said, yeah, all I've got right now is a Wheel Stand Pro and a beach chair I'm using. So we might need some better hardware to handle the R9. Chandler Williams putting the pressure here on Mr. Sir, who's done a pretty good recovery drive even after was in the 30s. And even after serving his pit stop, has gotten that Lambo back into the 20s. So that will be a fun guy to watch here in the replays. As Chandler Williams trying to put the pressure on that Lambo. Danny Durant's championship leader in silver, just behind in that Samurai. Good run here from from Williams. Looks to the inside of the Lambo, side by side, banging doors going into turn number 2. It's messy, but the Mustang is through. Here's an opportunity for an overtake for Mr. Sir. Can't get it done.
And our race leaders are all gotten to the pit. Let's see where.
That should
yeah.
technically be
Time.
everyone
Good for
at
him.
this point. Durant's now battling with Mr. Sir further back, just up the road. Dan Cran versus Tim Flaminger in the lone R35 GTR. Goes a little bit wide there, but gathers it back up. Dan Cran, I think, deserves a medal from what I've seen so far this season. I've not seen that dude get in a single incident, has kept it clean all season long. We are a Dan Cran supporting household.
This is
We
where
would love to see it.
Diego Denarde is still at the front of the field provisionally after these 5 cars go to serve their mandatory pit.
Somehow Spengler has dropped down.
There he is in second. You always got to give timing and scoring.
There
a
he
little
goes.
bit of
All
a
right.
second
There
to
you go.
take
So that
that.
means that he got ahead of Omar. Maybe.
He did.
Got his spot back.
No,
He's
he
back in
absolutely
P2.
has. You can see both of the Coors Mustangs behind now, as this is actually let the top 5 kind of dilute a little bit. So Jeff Spengler sees relatively clean air for the first time tonight.
Pop back here. We've got some.
Dan Cran is absolutely not
battles.
Andrew Wilson with a chuck to the inside. Everybody chopping at the bit to get by Timmy Flaminger. As Chandler Williams will clear Dan Cran. Mr. Sir behind there in the Rocket Racing Huracan. Cran runs a little bit wide. That'll give Mr. Sir a chance. Now looks to the outside. A good run from Chandler. Timmy forces him to go the long way around, but will back out. Everybody fans out behind Mr. Sir, nearly getting into Danny Durant's. Slicing and dicing here through the mid-pack. Durant's with a look to the inside. Now the outside will clear that Huracan going into turn number 1. Good stuff in the mid-pack.
Yeah, there's quite a train here.
Bottom right, we've got a move. Not entirely done through that. Looks like Joel Moffitt, one of the Ferraris, and one of the Race Forge Mustangs. What's going on down there?
Whoa,
Oh,
what was that?
whoa.
Whoa. Was that a disconnect? Whoa. All right. I had everything disconnected and it just, all right. Stand
We're
by. Showing a good battle and all of a sudden just the camera just goes yeet. All right, well, moving on.
There's that battle, by the way, Herman versus Marc-Antoine Landry. As Herman hangs on to the outsider. Excuse me, that's Fire Queso in the white, Herman in the black and orange for the back. Good defense there from Landry. Drive-through penalty as well for Jason Allen. You might have seen on your screen there earlier on. As we ride on board with your leader in silver, Danny Durance. He's so fanged out right now with Mr. Sir. It's not in class, but he wants to kind of use him as a cushion between Kurt LeMay and Arjun Lakshminarasimhan. Arjun, by the way, with some good strategy, has gotten that Tegrity Farms BMW up into third, maybe second now, as he is all over the bumper of Kurt LeMay. Mr. Sir goes wide. Durance with another look to the inside of Dan Cran.
Pop up and check Manning here, who's looking to get past Rushevik.
So very rarely do we actually see two teammates bumper to bumper, position next to position. So it will be very interesting to see what Anton Rusovic is going to do here in the rear gunner role for Omar Escorsia. How hard will he defend against the Lambo of Michael Manning? Charging incredibly hard. More importantly, does he let him go by and focus more of his energy against Andrew Rados? No penalties will be issued for blocking, especially when it's not lapped traffic.
We have a Let's Go Rushevik from his girlfriend in the chat. She's always here every week cheering him on.
And Anton is running incredibly solid right now in fifth. Has finished every race in season 14 so far in the top 10. Halfway home here at the Red Bull Ring. So happy all of you could join us on this Tuesday night in chat, watching the battle in silver right now. Eric Marecki dropping back big time after poor execution in the pit box. He's sixth in class right now. He's got Colton just ahead of him. And now Kurt LeMay is trying to clear Mr. Sir to try and get to the leader, Durance.
I believe this is our lone Porsche in the field.
Oh no! You hate
Yeah.
to see it.
I know.
Oh man! In the midst of all Mustangs, there's only one Porsche standing out.
There is a lot of cars we don't see in D1, and I get it because D1 is for the super sweats and the really fast guys. I'm impressed we even got one GTR, as Dan Cran trying to put the pressure here on Durance. But we had one NSX last weekend, none this week. Haven't seen a single Bentley this entire season, although that's not too much of a shocker when you really think about it. Only two Astons, Brian Anderson, Ilpo Ruotsalainen.
Well, we had a pretty good
Only two
showing
AMGs?
of the Bentleys a season or two ago. They were pretty popular and doing really well.
Kurt LeMay with good pace right now against the Lambo of Mr. Sir, but he gets overambitious and opens the door for Arjun Lakshminarasimhan. Is lucky to not have left that position to open. Only 2 Mercedes. Actually surprised there's only, 4 or 5 Ferraris.
Well, I think a lot of Ferraris went over before.
That's true.
Yeah.
Only 2 Lexi, which confused me because, I mean, you go back to the early days of ACC, that was I don't want to say meta, but that was the car to beat.
Yeah, well, if Evan Kim is, I think, committed to the Lexus no matter where he is.
Is his baby.
Yep, so Jason was drug into that one, probably.
Oh.
You reckon? Michael Formato given the door by Kevin Blanchett, and that's how he will get that move done. Way back in the pack here.
Yeah, looking for
Kurt
any
LeMay
battle
with
we
an-
can.
Kurt LeMay with another good run on Mr. Sir. Looks to the outside. Interesting defense from Mr. Sir. Actually doesn't go straight to the door, but goes pretty much dead middle of the track there to defend. I think that was so that he could potentially go for an earlier apex there and then run it out. Doesn't quite work, as now
getting
LeMay just
brave.
gets ahead, and the long way around, nearly contact between both of them. Still not quite out of the woods yet, as now LeMay finally clears Mr. Sir. Here comes Arjun Lakshmi to the inside.
Trying to
Nearly
take
makes
advantage of
contact with Mr. Sir. Some big losses here for the Lambo.
Oh, but maybe, it just squeezes right through in the midst of quite the situation. But actually, speaking of situations, one of the McLarens are just capitalizing on that.
Here comes Burnham around the outside.
Oh, but it's not over yet.
Three positions
Oh,
lost maybe, but he's not out of the woods yet. A little bit of a wiggle. Very slow on exit, as now Colton will go by.
Oh, 4 for 4. Oh, no. Oh, actually, and Mr. Sir is indeed in big trouble right now, losing about to be 5 positions.
As now Marecki, the fellow Madhouse Jurassic Park car, sails by on the inside. So,
Wow.
Poor Mr.
He's not in
Sir,
the same class, right?
Oh, man.
None of these guys in the same class. Just now finds some gold competition behind him in the form of Marc-Antoine Landry and John Laz.
I don't think I want to know what he is saying about that car right now.
Yeah, that's, yeah, the
I
5
know-
positions, soon to be 6 and 7. John Les trying to claw his way forward. But
I know it's a love-hate relationship for you with the Porsche, Selena, but I would argue that for a large majority of the Huracan drivers, it's a mutual feeling.
I think Selena
big
just
wiggle
loves
there.
the Porsche.
that's a
Marc-Antoine
wiggle.
Landry.
Whoa, what a save.
Code Brown moment for the race sports driver.
Oh.
Holds onto it somehow, but that will allow Victor Diaz to close that gap. Oh my goodness.
Man,
How
now
did he
that
do
is
that
a Code Brown
together?
moment. I don't know. That's just, man, I was like, extreme. Like, I honestly thought he was just going to lose it because that Mustang really just wanted to go somewhere else, but it didn't, thankfully. Whew. Now on the back end of Mr. Sir. But
Jeremy Mercer tried faking it to the inside, and Gomer Wilson bought it full check. And Mercer in the blue and white Mustang sail right through. Big contact! There it is, Mr. Sir making contact with Landry. Sir goes fully around in that Lambo.
Oh, and now he's got to wait.
And
And he
what's gone
RTGs.
worse for Mr. Sir.
Stop for, Landry also RTG'd. Oh.
Trying to
Oh,
see
boy.
what actually happened here. As
Yeah,
this is the
doing the
run
replay.
up into turn 2. Look to the inside from Landry.
Oh, just gets collected.
And then Sir trying to get out of the grass. Just beaches it himself.
Yep. enough of this. I am done now.
After
the
those
last
7
last
overtakes.
replay of the night.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And that should be, as we're seeing in chat here, a big penalty coming
Yes.
for Marc-Antoine Landry. Good stuff from Kurt LeMay, though. As Dan Cran moves forward.
Gonna pop up
Back
as
to the podium.
S14 is caught up to Spangler here.
We were hoping for maybe someone to be able to bring the fight to Denarde. But it's gone the other way around now as Escorsia and Spangler go at it once again.
Denardi is having a pretty easy run at this point. Looks like he's got 6 seconds over Spangler. 5.
Oh.
Believe we might have missed that pass for Michael Manning to get past Anthony Rados, by the way. But he is up into 5th now.
Oh, okay. I thought he was in front of Rados. He was chasing Grishevich.
He might have already been in front. I'm trying to remember.
Take a look at them as Rados is right behind him.
It was Rados, now that I remember, Rados with a move earlier. But Manning took that position right back, and we might see a copy of that once more. Rados fires it to the inside in turn number 2. Overcooks it and lets Manning take off.
Check back here. We've got a car chasing down Manperson. We'll see if he can catch it.
Manperson just took 7th away from the other race. Forge, a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of contact there between both of the Mustangs in the corners. But minimal damage there. Thankfully, neither of them getting pitted. "20 minutes to go here at Red Bull Ring. Denarde with 5.5 seconds over Jeff Spangler as we ride on board with the Cheetos Mustang. Andrew Rados trying to reel in Michael Manning. He's leading in the championship right now. And Jeff Spangler would like a win, but a P2 is absolutely something he'll walk away with, as this will be major progress in the championship for him.
A small note, it looks like we're down to 32 cars on track from the 38, I believe, that we started with.
That's quite a bit.
It is a pretty hard amount of attrition.
Yeah.
Dornell, by the way, also not here tonight. At least not that I know of. So that will be loss for him in who's third in the standings. I believe already has sacrificed his drop round. So that would promote Palmieri from 4th to 3rd. And this will be major progress for Thiago Denarde, currently 5th in the standings. Let's line in with a good run on the race forge of Michael Formato. Gets back in line. Halftime driver, halftime racing steward for the North American Sim Racing Series, former motorcycle track driver, has recently swapped the 2 wheels for 4x in a 718 Cayman.
Oh, now I like hearing that.
Born Finnish, but currently resides in the Bay Area. will need SRA community help in trying to motivate him to get that car to the track, whether it's Sonoma or Laguna Seca.
All right, Selena, I think you have a job.
I do.
Get on it. We need some motivation here.
Let's go.
He's got track time, so I would not be surprised in seeing him doing so. Back over to Tyler Carr and Guy
yes.
Manperson. Kevin Lau with a good run now. So now a 3-car battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th. Something else I haven't really mentioned. It is difficult, at least for me, and for the average non-alien driver, to stand on the brakes or the throttle in that manner when you've got half the car on tarmac and the other half on curbing. I know other sims like iRacing make it a lot more difficult. ACC is a little bit more lenient when it comes to those grip differentials. That doesn't necessarily make it simple though.
Yeah, it's really tough, especially like going from controller to
Oh my gosh, I
wheel.
imagine.
It's a whole new world. But hey, I am glad I bought that accessory kit for the Mosa SRPs, and boy, the medium springs definitely are way better than the stock springs. Like, let me tell you, like I like watching the inputs. It's like there's more friction. Like there's more rebound, obviously, from like throttle and brake versus triggers on a controller, but like watching the inputs, it still looks like it was on a controller. So I swapped the springs in, and oh, what a difference. I can actually slow on the brakes now without like stopping too soon. Like I'm like, oh, this is working now. But it's like a whole new world either way.
It's interesting because it's both a load cell and an angle sensor in there, so it's very rarely do we kind of see both of those in a pedal kit. As we are watching Brian Anderson and Marchand go at it here. 4 Race Forge cars in the field tonight. 2 of the MTV8s, Aston Martins. How difficult is it switching between controller and wheel, though, Selena?
I'd say for the driving part, it's pretty difficult. Like, probably I'd give it maybe an 8. No, maybe a 7.5, because at the end of the day, I am familiar with these tracks, so versus being entirely new, never done these tracks before, I'd say, like, it's just, like, I at least know the concepts, like turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, et cetera, et cetera. So at least I have that for me. So it's not as difficult as it would be starting like entirely fresh. But for the driving part, it's totally a whole different beast. I like it. It's just adding weight shift to the car,
right?
A bigger angle of steering, able to trail brake. Because I'd imagine on a controller, I don't think it really would necessarily be possible to trail brake on a controller just because of how quick the inputs are, but you have to be extremely careful.
Really,
I've never tried it, but
precise.
yeah, like I've never tried it personally, but I mean that alone with the steering too, and that's like, I think you have to do probably a whole different setting than what I had on the stock settings.
Right.
So, because my settings were just like flip-flop in the steering, so there wasn't much I could do if not at all, with trail braking, or like even like steering too. But even then, it's like actual wheel. It's a totally different game. Like pretty much literally, just able to steer more into a corner and just be more precise. But it's a lot more fun.
Still up front is Thiago Denarde. His teammate Chandler was under fire here further back in the pack. Kevin Blanchett continues to battle with Fire Queso. And looking in the battle for the podium right now are two OBDA drivers going at it right now, Omar Scorzia and Anton Rusovic, as team orders have gone out the window in that regard. Blanchette continuing to battle with Fire Queso. And this race-long duel between Michael Manning and Andrew Rados still rages on.
Yeah, I mean,
You
they
feel like you-
gotta be enjoying this at this point, I hope.
Hopefully.
I think so. If depending on how this battle ends in the next 11 minutes, we'll have to see. But always good when you know, and we've talked about this earlier. These guys are both alien licensed. They're both SRA veterans. They've ran against each other for a while now. So there's absolutely a level of respect and understanding between both of these guys when it comes to running against a wheel. But it doesn't necessarily, it could be a really great battle on my end. And if it ends with one of us in the wall, I'll either feel terrible if I cause something, or I'll feel like crap if someone, obviously gets into me.
Yeah. I obviously, like, every time I Hungaroring, but we won't talk about that. But every time I like hit somebody, I feel so guilty, because like I've not just because I've hit them, but because I've hit them and ruined their race, and
Right.
they've done so many laps, like pretty much I assume every single day, and just practicing just to hit better lap times, and then just like
Right.
taking them out, and just like, oh no. That's why, like, it's always like, gotta own up to your mistakes, gotta own up to it, and just how it goes, how you grow and learn, owning up to, I did this, broke too early or broke too late even, and hit this guy or whatever. It's a learning process. We're here. All to
Three-car
learn.
battle for the silver podium. Gonna have to cut you off, Selena, because Arjun Lakshminar Semin, it's a move he's been waiting for a while. He finally pounces around the outside of Kurt LeMay, goes the long way around. Durham had a really good opportunity to pounce there as well, but both of these guys have taken off immediately. LeMay still side by side with Arjun. We'll have the inside now in that red Porsche heading down the hill into turn 4. And Arjun nearly getting in the grass. It looked like a really good opportunity for Arjun, but LeMay holds on in the Rennsport Porsche.
Yeah, actually, Kurt LeMay has dropped back a considerably amount from, I believe that's Dan Cran, so he's lost quite a lot of time, probably dealing with more tire wear, as Arjun and, who might this be? Colin Dunham also on the attack as well, so seems like tire wear probably kicking in. This train is extending.
It is extending. We came into this race talking about how we could maybe have two Madhouse cars on the podium in silver tonight. At this point, Dunham's the only hope for Madhouse. Big lunge there! The Rennsport car gets a big piece of BMW from Arjun. Somehow, that Porsche doesn't end up going around. Arjun ends up in one piece. I thought that was going to end in heartbreak, but somehow both of these guys are still running. Oh my goodness.
Probably going to go for a jump for joy, and looks like not. Speaking of heartbreak, that would be heartbreak. Not able, just going on the outside and just not having the run. It's a difficult corner to gain all that speed on the outside and take over, but that can happen.
So Dunham now into that bottom spot on the silver podium. And Arjun still with plenty of cars behind. Colton and Marecki up next on the list. A little bit of a twitch there from the SRT BMW, as he's got plenty of guys to hold off. 7.5 minutes to go here at Red Bull Ring. Just want to really quickly thank Iris for 4 months of subscribing to SRA and supporting what we do.
Love to see it. More support, the better.
Peter O'Brien has worked his way up into 11th in the 114. Gomer Wilson trying to take that position back in the BMW for RER. You also think about Andrew Wilson further back, who was really had a couple of good opportunities, but has been struck by bad luck. You think about Old Park and Spa. But has continued. Lau has been chipping away at Tyler Carr the past couple of laps. Might have another opportunity with a glance to the inside in turn 11. I just think these cars are too fast to make a move through there.
I agree. It doesn't seem like a great spot. Take a look at the Rados and Menning battle going on up here. Looks like Rados is just maybe tucking in behind Menning for the moment, but looking for a place he could possibly sneak by. But
Oh! Was that Colin Dunham or Eric Marecki going really wide and loses nearly? He's gonna lose 3
Marecki.
positions. He's gonna lose 3 positions. Oh.
Watching that replay, did this start with an error? And did he maybe get a little bit loose in that Jurassic Park McLaren in turn number 1? He's got one of the Cyberpunk cars behind. He just goes loose. Gets late on the brakes and almost loses control completely.
Oh, Donovan Golden and Arjun
in the process. Battle for the podium still back on here as Arjun tries to get that position back from Dunham. A little bit of contact between the two. Victor Diaz in the Cyberpunk McLaren further back, trying to get in this position as well, waiting for the right time to strike. Now looks to the inside as they work their way towards the downhill section, turns 10 and 11. Blanchette looks to the inside. Diaz looks to the inside. Both of them get back in line as nobody has the courage to try and make a move down the hill. That's the right way to act, boys. 3 minutes to go on the clock. It's Durance and LeMay in first and second in silver, but anyone's game to get on the podium here in silver.
Oh man, just the ebb and flow of this track is just so satisfying to see. Just like an aerial view. Oh man, yeah, this and Laguna Seca are just really good in terms of short tracks. And Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch is another good short track as well, I'd say, with the various hills. But we are at Red Bull Ring, and this battle is very intense.
Commitment issues for Victor Diaz there. Wanted to go to the inside against Arjun, then went to the middle, tried the outside, but then Joseph Laz was diving and was kind of forced to the middle of the racetrack. Couldn't carry the speed and couldn't take the shallow line either. And now John Laz is creeping up to that Cyberpunk McLaren. So too is Kevin Blanchette. And now Eric Marecki looking for his revenge tour. There is absolutely a little bit of bias from me off of my weekend, Selena, but going back to that point, I will be very disappointed if we don't have a season 15. Evan, when you go back and watch the stream, please.
Yes.
Season 15. We've had 2 American tracks, though. I'll take that, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Man. If only Laguna. I hope to see Laguna
If you
next
could
season.
have one Canadian track represented.
Mosport.
Really?
100%. I love Mosport. I was there, what was it? Not last year. I was there 2 years ago, and for the IMSA race, and oh man, it's my home track. I gotta love it. It's so good. I love Moss Corner. It's my favorite corner.
Still on the bucket list.
Yes.
When we look to the inside for Marecki. Ooh, a little bit of a lunge. Is he going to go for it? Blanchette goes deep, almost gets into the bumper of Laz. Now Marecki dives to the inside, forces Fire Queso onto the sausage curbing on the outside. Will take 25th in the process, but not done yet, as Queso will have an opportunity maybe to fight back. Big lunge on the anchors here. Heading down the hill in turn number 4. We'll try the long way around, but it's not enough.
A lot of action going on now for the final few minutes, but
Yep,
rightfully so. It's all or nothing.
Things out driving here in the run to the checkered. Back to Victor Diaz, trying to snatch that podium spot from Arjun as Michael Manning gets into the bumper of Rusovic. Somehow they stay together, but absolutely jumping on the curbing around the outside. Michael Manning tries it. Can't quite get it done, but very, very courageous. Now gets the power down as they work their way to turn number 4. Are you kidding me, Michael Manning?
Woohoo! Talk about spice.
Tries the long way around, not out of the woods yet, as Rusovic nearly makes contact again with the Lambo. It's the weekend that Michael Manning has been waiting for all season long, and he's 20 minutes away. Big check up there from Andrew Rados. He goes wide, nearly gets into the sand.
John Laz was having a little, how do I even mention? Oh, contact there. Oh no, flash
Kevin
light.
Blanchette, John Laz, Eric Marecki in the bottom right of your screen. Now Andrew Rados with a good run on Rusovic. Checkered flag will fly this time by. Thiago Denarde will once again win here in season 14 and take round 6 at Red Bull Ring. Spengler's gonna come home in second. Omar Escorzia in third, and somehow, some way, Michael Manning gets 2 positions at the very end and gets home in 4th. Gomer Wilson in a battle to the very end with Peter O'Brien. O'Brien will hold off Gomer Wilson to the line, but it'll be close. Still plenty to right here in the final lap in silver. Durance will come home in in 3rd. Big contact!
What?
Oh my goodness!
Oh no!
Wait.
Final few minutes, all or nothing.
Tim Flaminger. And I believe that's Eric Chandler. Oh my goodness, that's not a place you can get a move done there, boys.
Well, at least he kind of bopped him straight. Yes.
Oh.
And take a big breath, everybody, as the podiums have finally been decided. Brian Anderson and Jean-Luc Marchand will bring us home to end the race. Wow.
I knew this race would deliver.
Yes. It's Red Bull Ring. You know it's gonna.
Oh yeah, I just don't know
goodness.
how John Laz didn't like that. Those Mustangs are I don't know what they're made of. I mean, as the saying goes, Ford built tough. But I mean that Kevin Blanchette just rear-ending John Laz and just that Mustang, I swear, did a 2-wheelie at the front, and it was I caught that all in PFP, and that was something.
I think turn 10 you might be able, if you can cram it and go side by side, you can force someone to maybe give up a position, but side by side through the final corner, never gonna work.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No, as they demonstrated for us quite nicely.
Yeah, note that for tomorrow.
So an absolute banger of a race here, as Thiago Denarde once again gets that T1 Mustang into victory lane. Jeff Spengler will come home in second, and I believe it was Omar Escorzia in third.
Yes.
Am
and
I
our
right there?
silver winner would have been Danny Durance.
Yes, it was. How do we want to start this off, ladies?
I'm going to grab Omar Escorzia as our P3 finisher and bring him up because he's the first one in there.
Let's do it.
Ooh.
Welcome, Omar, and congratulations on the P3 finish this evening at Red Bull Ring.
Thank you so much. So intense race this was.
We noticed you and Jeff, like, for a very large portion of that, really duking it out.
Yeah, almost the whole race. I think he had like an issue on turn one and lifted, and then on the pit stop he gained so much time on me because I had like 10 blue flags that had pitted recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I had everyone in front of me, and I then decided to pit, but then he gained a lot of time on me.
Oh, okay, we did-
Very rarely do we see two teammates kind of next to each other on position. Was there any discussion or communication between you and Anton at all during the race, or was it just let you two fight?
At the start, he had like an issue with Thiago, I think, and I went by, and then we talked like maybe if I cannot pass Jeff, we switch position and try. Maybe he tries to overtake him, but yeah, it didn't. Then we saw that Michael was really close behind us, and we didn't want to risk me lifting so to letting him pass and Michael overtaking me also. So we didn't want to risk it.
So some communication there, and that
Yeah.
led it to your first podium of the season, I believe, and as well an OBDA third and fourth. Really, really great drive from you, Omar. Any shout outs here before we let you go?
Yeah, my teammate, of course, he had a really good race. A shame he had that incident on turn one because he really had good pace. But yeah, really clean racing from everyone. So yeah.
Really great job from you, Omar. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
That's your
All
third
right.
place finisher, Omar Escorzia, as we are about to bring Jeff Spangler once again into the studio.
Welcome, Jeff, to the booth yet again.
Hey guys, how are you doing this week?
Are you tired of us yet?
No, as long as you're not sick of me yet.
Not at all. Talk to us about your race.
Oh man, that was an interesting race. It was kind of, there's a lot of deja vu there. I don't think I would have put it on pole. I had a better lap in the Delta, and it could have at least maybe started P2. But yeah. When I say deja vu, it's like kind of always the bridesmaid, never the bride for me this season. I've been up here a lot, haven't been able to get a win, but hats off to Thiago who just drove away. I mean, the absolute pace of the Mustang is just crazy. But you know, he obviously had to go. We had to go run the race, and he ran a very good one. So. Yeah, it was interesting because the start, I didn't want to kill Anton. I think it was directly in front of me. I also didn't want to get killed. They talked to the briefing about trying not to gain a lasting advantage. But Omar also passed him, so I didn't want to like immediately give the spot back because I didn't want to just give away two positions at that point. And then turn one, I did not want to pick up my third warning. I picked up 2 in the first 5 minutes of the race, so that was fun. I did not want to pick up a third, so I went wide. I lifted majorly, didn't pick up the third. Omar got me, and at that point, I was just like, well, I might as well just give the spot back to Anton now. So that's what that was.
Okay, so we thought that was maybe either hitting the ignition on accident or hitting a fuel map, but there's our answer.
Yes, yeah, it was meant to happen that way.
Right.
Luckily, I was able to get the spot back from Anton pretty quickly, and then get Omar in the pits. And then, yeah, I mean, it's like I said, deja vu. Omar chasing me down for 30 plus minutes, which we've done a few times, at least definitely at Spa. So, yeah, tough race.
Still a great battle between yourself and Omar. You had to get that one done a little bit more on track than with Anton. And let me give you a glass half full because you're still very much in this championship fight right now. You came into it with this weekend 27 points back from Rados. Rados finished back in 5th, so some good progress there in closing that gap to the championship lead. I don't have the full picture for you, but I can guarantee that you've closed that gap.
Yeah, definitely. You know, small picture. Do people even say small picture? Short term, you know, you would love to get a win, but it was great for me that Andrew finished where he did, and I was able to bring home P2. That, if nothing else, cuts down his drop points. I believe he'll pick up like 85. So definitely making some headway with 2 races to go. Yeah, it's all still there somehow.
So no battles won for you, Jeff, but you're absolutely winning the war right now. Another really, really great, consistent weekend from you and Madhouse. Any shout outs here before we get you out of here?
Yeah, shout out to Kelvin. I believe he picked up another P9. So we kind of talked about going forward, you know, if I can keep doing what I'm doing, and he had a great result, top 10 last week. If he can just keep doing that, we should be in really good shape for the team championship. And I think we made some major headway again this week. So we're super excited for that. So hats off to him.
Beautiful. Another really, really great drive from you, Jeff. We'll see you next week.
I hope so. Take care, guys.
Thanks, Jeff. P2 finisher, Jeff Spangler, yet again. He'll be at the top at some point. I would imagine. It is inevitable. No, I don't see a Durant.
You're not gonna.
Silver? Right.
Yep.
Anyone else we want to potentially get from the silver podium, though? Do we have anyone from the silver podium, shall I say?
Not that I remember.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
might drag in Arjun, to be honest. Do I have permission to drag in Arjun?
Sure.
Yes. Can go with that.
As we are joined now by fellow commentator and another top silver finisher, Arjun Lakshmi Narasimhan. Arjun was in and out of the podium all night long. The Integrity Farms BMW looked solid. Talk to me about your drive from your visor.
The car felt good. First of all, I finished P5. Yeah, it's on the podium. But yeah, the car felt good, and I was just punched around. I did some overtakes, got overtaken. It was a fun race from my point of view. But yeah, shame I picked up damage from hitting Dan in turn 1, and yeah, kind of a rough race. Car felt good though.
Talk to me about what the conditions were like, I guess, at the front of the silvers, but in the mid-pack, definitely dicey, especially with you and the 2 Madhouse drivers.
I think this is not the hottest race we've had all season. And we all decided in our infinite wisdom to try undercut each other and went into the pits 20 minutes into the race. So by that point, all of us were on the same tire strats, and everyone's tires were falling apart. When I was stuck behind Kurt, I was trying to conserve my tires, but they ended up falling apart towards the last 10 minutes. But the conditions were nice. It was not too hot. The tires were good for like most of the race, and I don't know. That's not really much I could say.
I know Danny is pretty untouchable right now in terms of silver standing, but you made good progress here on Marecki and Joel in the championship. Your thought on your spot in the standings right now with 2 to go?
I did not consider myself to be in the championship fight whatsoever. I mean, Danny's run away. I don't know the points right now. Joel, I think, was second, but he's probably fallen off. And I don't know if he has like a drop round.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my drop round, I mean, this good position, I think, is one of my better positions in this season. So yeah, I'm not making any progress in the standings. I made progress on Eric, but not on Colin. I made a bit on Joel, but I still don't think I'm in the championship fight.
We'll have to wait and see. You are getting some praise in the chat right now. Rusevich, one of them. So another great drive from you, Arjun. Any shout outs here before we let you go?
Madhouse Racing, our racing team.
Yeah, let's go.
And Go Setups for making an amazing setup. And and you guys for holding the fort in D1.
There we go.
There you
Well,
go.
Good
That's my
stuff, Arjun. We'll
shout
see you next week.
All right, have a good one.
See ya.
Arjun Lakshmi Narasimhan in 5th in silver. Do we have anything here? We gotta
Well,
stop bugging Thiago, man.
yeah.
This dude just wants to go to sleep after he wins.
Yeah. Well, we can look forward to next week, where we will be at Barcelona.
Should be a
Ooh.
barnstormer, as
Ooh,
Barca usually is. Extra sunny condition. Ooh, actually,
Nope.
looks like
It's
dynamic
It's
variable.
mixed.
conditions.
Yeah.
That's gonna
I've
be
been waiting
spicy.
ages for that.
So
Finally.
we have been waiting for the variable race here all season long, and it's going to come at a very, very exciting track at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. And the following week, we will land the plane and crown our champions at Imola. And the racing this weekend, however, as most of you in chat know, is not over. We did the odds tonight, but the evens will run D2, 4, and 6 tomorrow night on SRA's Twitch and YouTube. Following that, Multi-Class Madness will run here Friday night, and then next week we will kick things off at Barcelona. So coverage still plenty for us here on SRA. Still plenty of work to do here in Season 14. But it is time for us to land this plane tonight. Thank all of you for watching and being with us here tonight. We hope you all enjoyed watching as much as we do making it. And for the final time tonight, and for the final time from Hungaroring, for Selena Boonstra, Steph Fisher, and everyone at SRA, I'm Jackson Lambros saying thank you for watching, and so long from Austria.